If you follow me on Instagram, you know I enjoy fishing. I've recently been messing around with fly fishing. One of my favorite fishing YouTubers, Everyday Angler, inspired me to give fly fishing a try. I really enjoy his videos. He seems like a guy I would have fun fishing with. I recommend checking him out. He recently sent me some of his hand-tied flies to try out. I've been having such good luck with this olive woolly bugger that I haven't tried the others. Along with the flies, Everyday Angler also sent me 4 vintage screwdrivers. This stubby flathead is pretty cool. I think this one is an Irwin. I dig that made in the US of A marking. This Miller's Falls is in good shape, except for the house paint splatter. I picked this one for a project. It had a bend to it, and the handle was coated with multiple layers of paint. The ferrule was corroded, but the marking was clear. Western Auto H1442. Western Auto was started in 1909 by George Pepperdine and Don Abner Davis. George Pepperdine later founded Pepperdine University. Western Auto was originally a mail-order auto parts business, sort of like J.C. Whitney catalogs I used to flip through. Western Auto's first retail store opened in 1921. By the 1940s and 50s, Western Auto expanded its offerings beyond auto parts to include such things as firearms, to compete with Sears Roebuck. Their product offerings became so diversified that auto parts made up only a small percentage of their sales by the 1970s. Sears Roebuck purchased Western Auto in 1988 and began converting the company-owned stores to Parts America auto parts stores. Associate stores kept the more diversified product lines, including appliances, electronics, and outdoor equipment. Advance Auto Parts acquired Western Auto from Sears in 1988. The company stores were all converted to Advance Auto, and the associate stores were left to wither and die off. There are still several independent stores that still use the Western Auto name. My first step was to coat the handle with paint stripper. Under the layers of paint was a deep red stain. This color is always difficult to remove. I wanted to use my drill press to help sand the handle, but first I had to straighten the shank so it would run true. It looks like I got it reasonably straight. I started with 100 grit to try to get under that red stain. Here's the handle sanded down through the grits to 320. It was smooth, but the red color remained. I used thin strips of emery paper to clean up the ferrule. The markings were pretty deep, so I was able to be aggressive. The ferrule came out decent. I just needed to address the crimp better. I went after the crimp with a wire brush and my Dremel. I like to shape the screwdriver tips by hand on my little anvil. I find that it is way too easy to get the angles wrong and remove too much material with the belt sander. I decided to give the fiber wheel a try. I was hoping it would let me skip a few grits of sandpaper. The fiber wheel didn't do a bad job, but I wanted the tip to look better. So I ended up going through the grits down to 600, followed by some superfine Scotch-Brite. That's better. I wanted to try something new with this screwdriver. My plan was to add flutes to the handle with this router bit. I made a template to help me mark out 8 evenly spaced flutes. I chucked the router bit in my drill press. I was hoping my cross-slide vise would let me run the drill press like a milling machine. Here's the first cut. My setup worked, but the cut was a little ragged. I decided I had to increase the RPMs of the chuck. I adjusted the belts for the highest RPM it could make, which I think was 3600. I never had this drill press going that fast. I was a little nervous. The high RPM cut was definitely an improvement. I continued around the handle, cutting the flutes. I was pretty happy with how they came out. I used a drill bit to help me sand inside the flutes. I found this Minwax Polyshades Bombay Mahogany in my lows. I was hoping a couple coats of this would be dark enough to cover over the red staining I couldn't sand out. I brushed it on, let it dry overnight, and then went over the handle with superfine steel wool before applying the second coat. Okay, time to flitz. Hey Chuck, where you at? Chuck, what are you doing? Those aren't to eat. Okay, enough fooling around. Let's get this thing flitzed. Here's what the Western Auto screwdriver looked like the day I got it in the mail from Everyday Angler. I think it came out pretty good. Milling the flutes with my drill press was a good challenge. What do you think of the Polyshades Bombay Mahogany? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again to the Everyday Angler for the flies and the vintage screwdrivers. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. A nice smallmouth.